Phase one business, in our opinion, so anything up to 100k turnover, we believe you should focus on high ticket one-to-one. Easiest strategy, easiest thing to do. And that race to the bottom and you're just going to keep offering as low as you possibly can go.
It's a lose-lose. Like, we always talk about win-wins, and that is a lose-lose. If you're lowering the price...
If you were to look at your current services, pick the one that you know sells the best, and then figure out how many of those you need to sell to hit your, in this scenario, 2k. But knowing when you operate at your best, like I think we've kind of mentioned it in conversations that I'm much more of a early bird and you're more of a night owl. We're matching outfits today.
We are in ish.
Burgundy.
The same tonal type colour.
Yeah.
Of burgundy.
Got
It's
new
all
shiny
in though, isn't
shoes.
it? It's all in.
New shiny shoes.
Yeah, nice boots with big laces.
Down for it.
I've got my cow trainers on.
I nearly wore my cow trainers.
Oh, good.
But
I've got a cow jumper I'm going to wear today, by the way, FYI.
I'm going to want to steal this.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Anyway, enough fashion talk.
Yes.
You're not here for this. Well, you might be. But we're here to talk about the age-old question. How much should a dog trainer charge?
Yeah, you see this question come up a lot, I feel.
So much.
In many forums. How do you price your services? What other ways would you ask this question? How do you price your services?
How much am I worth?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that does actually come up a fair bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the age-old question.
I actually think people go, what do people charge? Rather than what should I charge? They ask, what do people charge so I can copy?
Fair point. Very fair point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if I ever did this, and I don't feel like I did.
I was told by my course provider at the time, this is what you should. So I never had to ask that question. It was just told to me. Ballpark, this figure, don't go below this, don't go above this. Like, that's keep within that range.
Yeah. Okay, then. So how much should one charge for your services?
Depends what service you're offering, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a nice starting point.
I mean, we could go on a complete rabbit hole with this because there's so many spin-off areas. But I think if we look at it from the viewpoint of what we would suggest somebody does, i.e., and I do feel like we'll do another episode on this particular bit I'm about to go into of the 4 phases of doing your business on purpose. Because phase one business, in our opinion, so anything up to 100k turnover, we believe you should focus on high ticket one-to-one.
Yep.
Easiest strategy, easiest thing to do. But we'll save that for another episode, the detail. But if you start thinking of that as, I don't know, like the example service that you're going to offer, so one-to-one dog training, whether that's behaviour or training, whichever. Start by figuring out how much do you actually need to take home each month.
I think this is a question people struggle with on its own, you know. People don't know. And it does amaze me how they don't know.
Ostriches.
Yeah. How do you not know how much you need every month? I don't know. I've never not known the answer to that question. Have you?
No, definitely not me.
I mean, yeah, because if you run a business, you kind of need to know that to be able to know what to bring in. Like, it just...
So when you were doing your scratting...
Yeah, Scratsville phase.
Would it have been a fair assessment to say that Gareth would have been the breadwinner?
Yes.
So at that time, and this may be going back to the early part of your career rather than toward middle or end, did you feel like you, I don't know, like you had to hit a certain figure?
Well, we've always split like monthly payments for things like that. So I had certain things that I would pay for. And so as long as I've got that covered and some money for me, because I never expected him to pay for sort of, he would generally pay for things like holidays and extra bits like that. But like me going out, for example, like I would want to cover that. So yeah, I knew what those figures were though, like simple.
Yeah. Because I do wonder if I suppose this comes down to how each of you live your own lives though, because the way you and Gareth operate finances confuses my brain. I don't understand it. All this separate stuff and then you have a little shared joint thing. I don't get it.
Yeah, it wasn't a conscious decision. It was just like, you sort the mortgage out, I'll sort all the rest of it out. We've just got separate accounts because we always did have, and then we have got a joint account. It's just for savings. Like, that's it.
Weird in my brain.
I don't know. You'd have to change all the direct debits, wouldn't you, to come out of it's just easier to just leave it the way it is. It's not that we are precious about keeping everything separate. It's just...
I know, that's why I find it weird.
Yeah, okay.
Just odd.
But I've always known where I am with that. Like, maybe it's to do with like record keeping, like how good or bad you are at keeping accounts and stuff. You know, I've always been pretty good at keeping those accounts and knowing exactly what's coming in and what's going out.
Yeah. Don't know.
Because some people we speak to, some of our clients are absolutely clueless about, well, the first time we ask them that question, they have no idea. And I'm like, how do you not have an idea? How do you not know?
Yeah, it's and again, and I think this is where it comes down to where my brain was going with that was maybe if you've got a partner that covers it, or again, maybe you just know that you've got a certain amount you need to contribute, but you don't know the detail behind it, then maybe that's where
We still know that
there's a
amount,
lack of
though, wouldn't you?
awareness. Again, depending on the setup, if you've maybe got a breadwinner and you don't have to work, for example, it's a additional income.
Yeah,
then
maybe.
You may not need to know in the same way that if everything was on you, or if you really had to work together as a team and kind of, right, you have to bring in this and I have to bring in this, because without it,
things
we're
go
fucked.
to shit. Yeah, maybe.
But I think absolutely a starting point for knowing how much to charge, you need to know those numbers.
Yeah, defo.
Because if your take home is, okay, let's say you needed to bring home 2,000.
Mine was around that at the start. That's what I kind of wanted to hit every month, was 2K.
I think it's a good number.
Yeah.
So say you had to bring in 2,000. One thing we always get everybody to do and start considering is, if you were to look at your current services, pick the one that you know sells the best, and then figure out how many of those you need to sell to hit your, in this scenario, 2K.
Yes, I did this with a client the other day, and her figure was, I think it was 3, and she had to sell 4. She had to get 40 new clients in a month for 3K. And I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of people.
Yep. I did this with a client actually, and if you're listening, you will be laughing at this because you'll know who you are. Wanting to create an online course, so we're helping them go through the motions of doing that. And we're thinking initially of going like mass market, low ticket, to hit the numbers they needed to hit. 450 every single month.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of people.
Huge amount of
Even
people.
at low ticket, that's really hard. Even going to go as far as, is that even possible? Because that's a lot, isn't it?
Lot. You've got to have like a
Unless
big,
you've got a huge
big
audience,
brand and audience around that.
Big awareness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, like the importance of knowing the numbers, because when we say we need to be hitting certain numbers each month, well, this for us is a good starting point on how much you're going to charge. So once you've figured out how, how many of your core service you would need to sell, well, if you've got scary numbers like 45 or your 450, that's literally 10x that 45. Think to yourself, is that realistic?
And how much work has to go into to get that every month? How much of you does that take up, time-wise, energy-wise?
Yeah. Because then you're going to have to figure, like, that comes into your capacity bit as well. So how much work is involved in not only doing the delivery, but the selling, the marketing, the admin, all the stuff that goes along with it.
Post-work, yeah, all that.
And in what time frame have you got available as well? Because I think, I don't know, maybe it's just my opinion, but I think life is getting so busy for everybody now. There just doesn't seem to be the same amount of downtime as there once was.
Do you think they've reduced the hours in the day? I think it's not 24 anymore.
I think people are working a lot more. I think, I don't know, like your work hours week used to be, what was it, like 37 and a half on full time?
Yeah.
To 40?
I think between that and 40, isn't it? Yeah.
Ish. I never did those hours. Mine was always above. But even if, you know, like you have to factor in all your life stuff as well. Like if you've got kids, are you only able to work during the school hours or between childminders or whatever you're doing for childcare?
And also if you've got like clubs you need to get them to, like activities, like that's going to take a big chunk of time up, taking them, picking them up. There's all that as well. Not a lot of time left, is there?
Yeah. If you've got multiple dogs, if you've got one dog, if you've got like, what are your commitments outside of work for you to be able to just live life? Like how many hours have you got? How many hours do you want to work as well?
Yeah.
And when? Like I don't think we've ever really talked about this, but knowing when you operate at your best, like I think we've kind of mentioned it in conversations that I'm much more of a early bird and you're more of a night owl. But knowing those things, because realistically, even if you are an early bird, like for me, I've got the kids and they eat into my early bird time a lot. So I have had to extend my early bird time to stupid o'clock to allow me to operate at my best, because I know I'm not very good of an evening. And no matter how much I could give myself that time in the evening, I never get anything done. It's just not productive for me. But you have to be aware again of like, how are you living your life? What time have you got?
Are you trying to force something that doesn't work for you? Because I've tried to do this and it doesn't work for me. I love working later. I love working in the evening. When we were writing the book, you were like first thing in the morning, I was last thing at night. We'd like cross over. I'd be working till like midnight a lot of the nights doing that. It didn't bother me.
Yeah, it's I just can't do it. So weird.
Yeah. It's just the way you're built, isn't it? And the way your brain seems to like it or not. But yeah, good awareness of that is important, isn't it?
Yeah, because all of this essentially boils down to how many available hours do you have to put into the business? And are you willing to put in, really?
Yeah, and then there's this is like another topic really, but the thoughts and feelings of everybody else that infiltrate your brain as well, to go, but people are only available during these times. And you go, there's tons of people now that work from home that could probably, do a dog training session in the middle of the day. There are people that work shifts and they're working of an evening and they're available in the day. Like there are people that don't work, don't want to do dog training at weekends. They prefer doing it in the week. So do you know this to be true? Or are you just hearing it from other dog trainers that are saying it won't work if you try and offer daytime? Because this is something that I've seen over the years, time and time again, where people have tried to position classes in the day, for example, and they're just like, it doesn't work. It's like, well, who are you reaching? Because if you think of the typical people that might be available during the day, you're going to, first of all, look at like older people and people maybe with young kids where they are in nursery or something and they've got a few hours available in the day and they might, come or whatever. Are you actually spending time going out there and finding those kind of people? But there are lots of other people, like I've said, we're available in the day.
Yeah.
We don't fit into those particular categories, but we are. We can be quite flexible with the way we work. But that is another topic for another day. But if you are thinking of like, oh, I can only work these hours, I would question that. I would challenge that.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much, isn't it? It's not as easy as just how much do you charge.
No.
Let's pluck a figure out.
This is why, like you said, it could go in all different directions.
Yeah. So we have ascertained that you need to work out your figures. What do you actually need to bring home? How many of your current service, your core service, would you need to sell in order to hit that figure? Is that an achievable amount for you to sell? And I think it's an and, as in do it at the same time. Do you actually have the capacity to see that many people as well? So like using that example of the 45 people, some people might feel like that is totally achievable to sell in terms of you might be getting the inquiries in, but can you actually deliver it? So they kind of go hand in hand with going.
And also, if we are, say we're running classes, for example, and they're not filling, how financially viable is that? If you're paying out for hall costs and other fees, if you're only getting like 3 people in a class of 8 or something, I've had that before where you kind of go, God, this is not worth my while, but I've got to do it. I've got to, this is what people want, or that's what I thought, and this is what people need. And yeah, how long can you go on like that? Because unless that is, when you work out those capacity figures, when I first started classes, it would be like based on 8 people in a class. And then I was part of a franchise, so I had to give 20% away. So straight away, I've lost that 20%. That was what I was basing it on, to go like, I need to get that many people in for it to be financially viable, to take out the hall fees and mileage and all that kind of stuff, like petrol costs. And, if it isn't working out, how sustainable is that as well?
Yeah.
Because the more that we speak to people, recently we were having this conversation in the car, like the more we speak to people, the harder it is to fill these classes that used to be easy. So if you're sat here now going, yep, it's a lot harder now, it will be. It will be, just because of the landscape of 2025 for various factors. And again, an episode for another day.
Yeah. Just a race to the bottom though with your numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does... Yeah, it does fall part of this theme of like, how much do you charge? Because if you are on that race to the bottom and you're just going to keep offering as low as you possibly can go,
it's a lose-lose. Like we always talk about win-wins, and that is a lose-lose. If you're lowering the price so it doesn't suit you, the value perception for the client is going to be lower, the lower it is. I don't care. Like people think it's a bargain, but actually you usually get what you pay for in a lot of cases, don't you? And so they're not going to value it. Like there's a dog trainer in my town, charges like £3 a session, like ad hoc sessions. £3? Like what? Just don't see how that works. It's chaotic apparently. It's no consistency because it's just dropping here, there and everywhere. What are they getting out of that for £3? It beggars belief, isn't it, how that is a business model?
Yeah. Well, it's like the local one to me, the Kennel Club. It's still, now I did how old's like 11. So I did this 11 years ago with her. £2 a session. Well, an hour in a group class.
Wow.
Of about 15.
Does that even cover their costs though? Can
they have 4 classes on at the same time. So it's in like a cricket field, and each corner has got your different level classes.
Oh, okay.
But even still,
there's a lot of work goes into that for not a lot back, isn't it? And also, how good a quality is it? Like the feedback I've heard from this particular class is that there's so many people in it that you don't get any proper eyes on you, and doesn't really progress. And and that's I suppose the other thing to mention in this episode is we've got to be offering something that is going to be getting people a good result.
Yeah. I don't know why, but the memory of when I think I've mentioned before that I did 2 or 3 classes. Wasn't really my bag. How long were yours? 8 weeks?
6.
What's a typical one?
6.
Oh, is it 6? I don't know where I got 8 from. Mine was 10. Because, why not? But £750 per person I charged. Charged. Have issues with this word.
Yeah.
We'll come to that. PS 750 I was asking for, and I was selling 10 spaces a time. I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, so that works out a lot better with those numbers, but yeah. And that was a class, wasn't it? Like the whole thing was a class scenario, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but everything comes down to, like, you have to know these numbers, because I genuinely think, like, going back to your first point, I just don't think enough of us know where we're starting from it. And that's why we're going, oh, but I'm making money. And then whether or not you bury your head in the sand, and then it gets to the tax year, and then you realise, like, oh, actually, there's no profit margin at all. And then weirdly, I don't know if you ever found this or feel this. I feel like this is my dad getting into my subconscious here. He talks about, oh, well, surely that's a good thing then, because now you haven't got to pay tax. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay then. So I'll purposely
just make nothing. So.
Make nothing so I don't have to pay tax, but I've somehow still managed to get by somehow. I'm like, oh, I don't feel like this is a good thing either.
No, how is that a good way to run a business?
No,
it's not.
No. But I do think that is, again, like a society thing that for some, not all, obviously, but a percentage of people, I think we will think a little bit like that. Even if you don't intentionally think it, I think it's out there, seeps in. Osmosis is in.
Osmosis is, yes. We're highly influenced by other people, aren't we? Other people, what other people charge, what other people do, what other people don't do. Like, we're very much led by it. Don't be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever you want. Kind of a theme of the work that we do, isn't it, within CBA?
Yeah, yeah. So if we take it back to the beginning then, in our example, we said we wanted to be bringing in 2K a month.
Yep.
Was your 45 example based on 3K?
Yeah, it was 40.
40,
3K.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. So imagine, even if it's 2 or even if it's 3K, let's imagine, and I know this will scare some of you, you had £1,000 program. Now you've only got to sell 2 or 3.
Yeah. This was then the subsequent conversation. Oh my God, that sounds a lot easier.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
From someone who knows.
But then, of course, you get all your negative mindset stuff creeping and going like, no one's going to pay
People
that.
Won't pay. I haven't got any rich people in my area.
The rich thing comes up a lot, doesn't
Oh my
it?
gosh. Did we have any rich clients when we were doing
No.
this? I don't think I did. I don't think I ever had anybody really rich that was a client.
What do you constitute as rich anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Live in a mansion.
Extra tax now.
Yes. Yeah. They'd be selling the mansions, won't they? No, I had normal people.
Yeah, normal.
Lived in normal houses, in normal streets. Nothing fancy pants at all.
Yep, yep. But this definitely comes back down to that whole first phase of business, trying to sell loads and loads and loads of, whether it's group or low ticket one-to-ones, you are going to really struggle to make your business work. Yep. It is not always impossible. There are a unique few out there that, you know, totally seem to do amazingly well with that approach and have just got that grit and determination in them. Maybe working several hours, more likely. However, the easier route is high ticket.
What I would say though is for those people who do make it work, they, like you said, it's the time. They're like, I wish I had more time. More time is money. And therefore, like, to be able to create more time for yourself, you've got to put those fees up. You've got to restructure things in a different way. So, yeah, it might work. But again, is it sustainable? Are you going to burn yourself out, completely run yourself into the ground? Yeah. And you're no good for anybody then.
Or even again, for those few that have got those capabilities of being able to run 1,000,000 miles an hour for long periods of time, life can happen and life circumstances change.
Yep.
I would, if I didn't have the kids, what do you think I would be like working?
Oh my God.
Would probably be a lot further ahead.
Gosh, never get to come up for air, ever.
But this comes down to one of the points we was making, like life or life, whether it's through your choices or how you want to live your life or whatever, but sometimes life happens to you as well. And your time gets taken away. So therefore, things have to change and things have to adapt. What once used to be, even things like I used to travel into the city centre for some training clients, and then one-way systems came in and all the other kind of stuff. And it just it added like an extra 40 minutes onto the drive just to get, and I was like, no. Mm-hmm. So even something completely out of my control changed it, but was impacting my income, because if I still chose to service that area, I'm now travelling a lot more.
But also for you, like, and a lot of people listening, like the needs of the kids change, and where the kids are cared for changes. That location might be different, or that time period you've got, you don't have any more that you did have. So that all, as they grow older, that's going to be the case, isn't it? So those things are inevitably going to happen. And if you don't ever allow for that within your business and some flexibility there, it's just, you're going to end up with egg on your face, I think.
Yep. I would wholeheartedly agree.
Wholeheartedly? It sounded very English.
I know, my tongue got stuck, so I just need to put a stupid accent
for God's sake, hope her jaw doesn't lock up, because we've had mouth teeth
I've got
issues,
wisdom teeth, tooth issues. It's just the one.
Hopefully it holds out today.
It's a partially erupted tooth.
Oh, wow. Sounds great. Well, this is going to be a short and sweet episode today, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you feel like we've answered the question?
I hope so. I think it's a good starting point for the question.
It is a good starting point.
There's more to do on this, isn't there?
Yeah. So figure out your numbers, figure out your capacity. That's pretty much it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Charge accordingly.
Forget what everyone else is doing. I know that's so easy for me to say and so difficult to actually execute, but I would really encourage you to not be led by other people and try not to listen to those voices. It is hard. It is hard. If you have to just unfollow people and not be in circles that the negativity is happening in, maybe that's the answer.
Yeah. And actually, I feel like I do just want to add on one additional point, because I think it's important for us to state why, not only for the reasons we've already stated, why high ticket would work, but it will actually help you service more people.
Yes.
You will get to help more people, more dogs, by doing this approach. And this will be another episode, I think, to actually wrap your head around how does that help? Because now
there are people
helping...
sat there going, how? Because not everyone's going to be able to afford it. So how do I help more people?
Yeah. You've gone from trying to help 40 people a month or 450 to maybe like 3 now. So how are you helping more? But trust us, it does work. But we will do that for another episode.
Absolutely.
Cool. Right. If you do not watch us on the U of Tube,
yes,
go and check it out.
If you want to see our burgundy tonal jumpers, Joe's new boots.
Tonal jumpers.
Yeah, whatever. Autumnal looking jumpers and my cow trainers, come and watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, man. And hit subscribe.
Yay.
Does it still do a little bell ring when you click it?
I've no idea.
Ding.
Don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay. We've had confirmation it does.
I'm also going to add in, I liked something earlier and it turned it into a paw print.
Did it?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, folks. You've got to do it for that reason.
Go find the paw print. Don't know if it was just on mine, but it did.
We'll see you over on YouTube then.
Bye for now.